Welcome everybody, I hope you are doing well. Today's lecture we are going to talk about the types of PV modules. Let's start. What is the difference between the PV modules and PV panel? Is there a difference? Of course there is a difference between the module and panel. In terms of module, is basically representing the topology or technology and the packaging or interconnected solar cell with each other. This topology of connection is called module. But the solar panel is exclusive for the rectangular rigid packaging with typical rectangular frame. So we can say every solar panel is solar module, but not every solar module called solar panel. So we can say also the thin film is solar module, but not solar panel. On the other hand, the monocrystalline and polycrystalline is solar panel and solar module. Okay, but in the commercial place, there is interchangeable name between the two names. So you might think it's the same thing, but always there a difference between module and panel. Okay, after we understood the PV modules, let's understand what is the classification of solar module. There are main classification of solar module. First thing is thin film solar cell. The second classification is crystalline silicon solar cell. In the crystalline silicon, there are main two types. The monocrystalline silicon and the other type is polycrystalline silicon. Let's understand the crystalline silicon. Almost 90% of the PV on the world today are based on the crystalline silicon. And in 2011, about 95% of shipments by US manufacturers to residential sectors were crystalline silicon solar panels. The efficiency of solar panels goes hand in hand with purities, but the process used to enhance the purities of the silicon could be more expensive. So the efficiency shouldn't be your primary concern, as you will later discover the cost and the space efficiency are determined factor for most people. Let's start with the first type of monocrystalline silicon solar cell. The monocrystalline silicon is basically designed from silicon ingots by a specific method called Czochralski process, which are used to cut the solar cell in octagonal shape, like this. This cutting process basically wastes a lot of silicons in designing, causing higher cost in design the monocrystalline silicon solar cells to optimize the performance of this monocrystalline silicon. This type of monocrystalline silicon also has a high purity doping, causing high efficiency for the solar module. So we can summarize the advantages of monocrystalline as following. First thing, it has the highest efficiency rate between the other solar modules. As the efficiency rate of the monocrystalline solar panels are typically between 15 to 20%, as SunPower manufacturer produces the highest efficiency solar panel in US market today, their E20 series provides the panel conversion efficiency up to 20.1%. And according to the reference in 2013. And SunPower also has now released the X series at the record-breaking efficiency of 21.5%. So, the typical monocrystalline has a high efficiency between 15 to 20% and also could reach now up to 21.5%. Also, the monocrystalline silicon solar panel are the most space effective between the solar types, since these solar panels has the highest efficiency, so it has the highest power output required for small places. Compared to other types, as the monocrystalline solar panel produce up to 4 times the amount of electricity coming from normal thin film solar module. Monocrystalline solar panel live the longest, as it has the most lifespan and most warranty time, up to 25 years. Tend to perform better than similar rated polycrystalline solar panel in low light conditions. The main disadvantages of monosilicon crystalline is basically it's the most expensive type, as it requires a Cherokee process to cut the silicon wafer into octagonal shape to produce a highest power. So we can say the monocrystalline silicon solar cells is not the most expensive, is not the most cost-effective type. Okay, as the solar panel partially covered with shade or dirt or snow, the entire circuit can break down. Consider getting a micro inverter instead of central string inverter. We are going to talk about these type of inverters later in this course. If you think the coverage will be a problem, microinverter will make sure that not the entire solar array is affected by shading issues, which only affect only one solar panel. Cherokee process is used to produce the monocrystalline silicon. It results in large cylindrical waste. 4 sides are cut out of the ingot to make a silicon wafer. A significant amount of original silicon end up in the waste. Monocrystalline solar panel tend to be more efficient in warm weather performance, but suffers from temperature goes up, but less than polycrystalline solar panel. But for the homeowner, the temperature is not typically a concern for them. Okay, guys, that's for the monocrystalline silicon. As the next lecture, we are going to discuss the polycrystalline silicon.